Okay, so we'll be taking a question from our soulmates all night tonight. And our first question comes from Gentel.
Hey, I'm Gentel Cherie. My question is, can the viral vector vaccine give someone COVID-19?
Yes, that's a question. A lot of people asking that question. So,
Uh-huh.
Dr. Takeisha Davis,
All right.
please tell me, can the vaccine give me COVID if I got it? Because I got the vaccine. Do I have COVID?
No. So the short answer is the viral vector vaccine cannot give you COVID. Neither can the mRNA vaccines give you COVID. The way in which the vaccines are made are different, right? So we're using those terms, viral vector versus mRNA. Depends on the piece of the vaccine that is used in the process to actually spark that antibody response, but it does not contain the entire virus to be able to give you COVID. So you cannot get COVID-19 from the vaccine.
Okay, this is important, Anton. Just bear with me, because I think a lot of people need to hear this. I literally just talked, Dr. Davis. I literally just talked to somebody yesterday who was concerned that the vaccine was going to give them a mild form of the disease. You're saying, just say that again,
please.
It cannot. The COVID-19 vaccine cannot biologically, physiologically give you COVID-19 because it does not contain all components of the COVID-19 virus, right? The coronavirus, SARS-CoV-19. It doesn't contain it, so it cannot give you COVID-19. Now, will you get side effects? Likelihood of that is yes, but that is not COVID-19. So we need to be really clear about that the vaccine cannot give you the virus.
It's a very powerful thing. Dr. Freda Lewis-Hall, I want to bring you in, if I may, because Anton and I started the show by rehearsing, and I mean that positively, not pejoratively, by rehearsing many of the negative arguments and thoughts about the vaccine. I'm going to ask you a very blunt and direct question, and I can tell by your carriage you're going to answer in kind. Why should Black people trust this vaccine?
Okay, yes, I will answer that in kind. First, let me do one thing though, and that is to correct my title. I am now retired. I am the former Chief Patient Officer and Chief Medical Officer at Pfizer, but I am, in quotes, retired now. I think that means tired again, but that's another story. So why should we trust the vaccine? For a whole host of reasons. First of all, the vaccines, the 3 vaccines that are approved in the United States, all went through very large clinical trials, literally tens of thousands of people in each of the trials for the 3 vaccines. Those clinical trials were designed and implemented with the oversight of independent review boards and others. And when the data came in, that data from these tens of thousands of patients was reviewed by the independent boards, by specialists in the area at the FDA, and by the CDC before they actually came to the public. The second thing is ongoing safety surveillance is a part of the release of that vaccine. So it's not like, okay, we said it's safe, now we're done, we're not looking at it anymore. There's active surveillance to understand what problems may evolve now that you've gone from tens of thousands of people to hundreds of thousands of people getting the vaccine. The third thing I hear people say is, I'm gonna let a couple people get it first, and after they do that, I'm gonna go ahead and get mine. There have been over 200 million doses given in the United States, 200 million doses given in the United States. And that safety surveillance that I just talked about is ongoing. So when I got the vaccine, if I had side effects, those would have been reported. And if you got the vaccine and you had side effects, again, we capture that information, we add it up, and we take a look at it to ensure that it's still safe.
Thank you for that.
And can I add one other thing? I'm
Please.
sorry.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people ask me, I get calls every day. And a lot of people ask me, y'all said it takes 10 years to develop one of these. How all of a sudden did you do it in 10 months?
I was going to say that.
I know you were.
Please, thank you for clearing this up.
So here's what happens. In vaccine development, usually you take one step, you take a look, you wait for a while, you make some decisions, you set up new trial sites, you do another part of the trial, and you do it in steps. Mm-hmm. In this particular case, because it was so urgent, we identified the sites that were going to do the trials. We did a lot of the work at the same time. We shared data between companies, which doesn't always happen. I mean, it was literally all hands on deck. And a lot of the paperwork that happens between each phase of a study was sped up. So not shortcuts in the safety or the science, but really making a more efficient system for getting this out in an emergency.
Ms. Jones, I'm gonna have to jump in. We got to take a break because we got to pay some bills.
That's right.
But listen, look, Anton and I, we're here to learn, and we're here just with the audience. We are questioners as much as everybody else. And so thank you for that. Anton, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, let's go to some more questions. Is that all right?
Oh, yes, man, because I got a lot more questions for everybody.
We'll be right back.